Hello, Alan here, the Urban Arcade, and today I just want to talk to you about Silent Hill. As you may or may not know, I'm quite a Silent Hill fan, playing every single version of Silent Hill. And one game that was very elusive was the Silent Hill arcade game, a rail shooter, that came out in 2007 in Japan, and the following year Europe and the rest of the world. I always wanted to play it, but I heard there was only one of them in London, only one, or actually in the whole of UK, so it is no chance of me ever getting to play it. But I saw clips of it, pictures, saw the arcade machine with these like curtains going around it that were really tattered and torn up, and I always wanted to play it, but I didn't think I'd ever get a chance. Now, I was going to London Dungeon, and I knew locally around the area there was arcades, one being the Trocadero, which as a kid that was everyone's fantasy. It was everything. It was so futuristic. You were in there, it was like being on a pound of sugar. There was Sega World in there, the arcade, bowling, you name it. But nowadays it's not as good as it used to be. It felt very bland. It wasn't as colourful and it wasn't as happy. Anyway, in there, started walking around, me and my girlfriend, and we found it. Now, I couldn't believe how easy it was to find. It was right at the end. And first thing I did was pick up one of the guns, which is a replica of a Sig Sauer P226 model. I'm sure it is. I wondered why they didn't use the Beretta, which is quite common in the Silent Hill game. The wire that was holding the gun down had quite a resistance to it, so it sort of made it kind of heavy. You know, you couldn't really aim too far up, which you had enough space, but it just seemed like there was too much of a resistance. Now, you play as a character called Eric. Now, I don't know too much about these characters at all, but it felt like it was in Silent Hill 2, from what I understood. The controls felt fine, the gun was good, and I was very surprised to be in it. I didn't get a lot of footage because I noticed there was a security guard and one of the workers there, some woman, and they didn't want me recording. You know, I could see them doing hand gestures to each other to tell me to stop. Now, I managed to get a bit of footage of it though, luckily enough, on my new camera that I got recently. And yeah, I mean, look at this. It kind of reminded me of Resident Evil Chronicles, you know, the Umbrella Chronicles. I'm surprised this ain't out on the PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360. I'm sure they could do that, you know, they could port it, you know, because then I could have every Silent Hill game and play through it and record footage of it. But it was nice nonetheless. There was a bit of screen burn on this actual screen itself. It was quite tattered. There was no curtains around it, but I didn't care about that. It was just nice to have a quick go on it. Now, I was quite strapped for time as well, so I could only play one go on it. But from what I saw, yeah, they really went to town with this. They've done a lot. You know, they gave it that Silent Hill feeling. It would have been nice if there wasn't so much going on in the background. You know, I think this would be quite scary if you're playing this in the dark, you know, by yourself, and you had like the Wii or the PlayStation Move, you know, Connect. It'd be perfect. Surely they can do it. But anyway, I was playing through it, and a few people started gathering behind me, started, you know, watching me play it. I was actually looking to see if I could find a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat arcade, because I then shortly after went to the Namco arcade and was told that I couldn't record in there. I've never understood why you cannot record in arcades. I mean, it's not like you're doing anything, you're just recording. And I was spending money in there as well. Believe it or not, I tried to use the toilet and had to pay £1 to use the toilet. I couldn't believe it, you know, just to use the toilet. It's like, what do they expect you to do? I'm paying in there, and you have to pay to use the toilet. Craziness. Although it was clean. Anyway, why the hell am I talking about toilets? Oh, anyway, back onto it. But yeah, going through the streets, you do see the dogs, these random bats that come after you, which kind of remind me of Downpour. Yeah, and the dogs. But there was a slight lag on some aspects. Certain parts when I was shooting, I did notice, where all of a sudden I'd be shooting, pressing the shoot button, fully reloaded, and it wouldn't do anything till right at the last second, and all of a sudden it would take like 2 or 3 shots. I don't know whether it's this machine in particular, or just the game in general that it happens to. Now, it's a shame that there's not really many of these arcades around. I was told there was only one in the whole of the UK. I now want to play the whole game, but it's kind of impossible. Well, it isn't. I can just go down there and play it, but I'd want to record it. I'm sure there's a way I could probably make it so I've got a hidden camera on my shoulder or something, but Yeah, because I don't see why that's a problem. I just want to see the ending. I want to know the story. I do plan on making more Silent Hill videos. The only problem being with making Silent Hill videos is I want to use the music, but YouTube would shut me down using it because it's copywritten to high heaven. And yeah, I just can't do it. And I don't want to make a video without the music because you can't justify the game properly without it. I mean, that's a big part of the Silent Hill games. And I've done it before. I made a video of Silent Hill and it just got taken down instantly. Now it got copyright, it got flagged straight away, like as soon as I uploaded it. And normally they give you time to take it down, and I had to take it down. I don't get how so many people have Silent Hill playthroughs on there. I think you just have to turn the music off or something, but then again, it's not really Silent Hill. I want to express everything about the game, and mostly, let's face it, a lot of that is music. It puts you to that time, it gives you that uneasy feeling. That's the best part about some games. Game soundtracks are brilliant. I mean, they even rival movie soundtracks, and some are better. I mean, look at Final Fantasy games and Tomb Raiders. The music on them are what brings you back. You always remember it takes you back to that time. And look how crazy this is with the nurses just jumping about. It's so crazy in here. It gave me a really good feel for Silent Hill though. Just wish I completed it. I mean, I couldn't really hear what the music was doing. I mean, it was so loud in there. There was dodgems behind me, bumper cars. So everything was going crazy, so I couldn't really hear what was going on. I could hear the gunshots, but the shotgun was my favourite part. I know you're shooting a handgun to simulate a shotgun, but it was fine. It just had a very good clunk and kick to it. There was no vibration on the gun itself either. It just shooting. But it seemed really scary. Just wish I could play it again. Now I'm home, I do want to play it again. And if you do want to play it, just go to the Trocadero in London. I mean, type it in, Google search it, you'll find it. And it's right in the back where the dodgems are, downstairs. It's really hidden away too. I'm just so surprised I found it. I sort of had that feeling, and I wanted to find it, or a Street Fighter arcade, but this was in mind really. And I went to London Dungeon, so it had sort of like a creepy feel to the day, which I must say, London Dungeon, the new London Dungeon, was great. It was very scary. The ride that's in there, the things that make you jump, they've really done well this time. Here's that lag thing I was talking about. All of a sudden you can't shoot, then it just bursts out with a few shots. And now, through playing this, I played a lot of rail shooting games. I do like them, and I used to have one in my house on the PS2. Can't remember what it was called though. But I do like these kind of games, like Time Crisis was the first one. And I love it when it goes all crazy like this. Part of my favourite part of Silent Hill. And the first boss you fight on this is Pyramid Head. He looks great on this, I must say. And the settings, this whole scene of him coming towards you, it's brilliant. He's my favourite bad guy in games. But I didn't know his weak spot ultimately ending in my defeat. And I only put £1 in this, because I wasn't going to be there long, and I didn't want to stand around with them telling me not to record. So I got slashed, and that was game over. So there you have it. Silent Hill, the arcade game. And look at it. It looks great. I wish I owned one of these. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment, rate and subscribe if you want. And I'll see you later. Hopefully making more Silent Hill videos. Bye.